When will the You're Not Exceptionally Bad thing start? Right now. I just wanted to talk about something that has been on my mind because I get a lot of comments on my YouTube channel, on Twitter, in Twitch chat, wherever, where people like to put themselves down. And you know what I think about it? Is people are looking for reassurance out there. They're looking for reassurance, or they're looking to cope. It's one of two things when it comes to fighting games and when it comes to Street Fighter V specifically. People either want to hear it's okay, you can do it, keep up the good work, you'll improve if you put in the effort. But a lot of times people aren't looking for that. People are just venting. They're looking for reassurance. Hey, this is hard. Yeah, man, I tried doing this too. It is hard. You're right about that. Let's all commiserate about this thing being hard together. And there's been a lot of discussion about this going around right now because Sajam is putting out his videos on trying to dismiss the myths about why learning fighting games are hard. And of course, a huge part of the feedback has nothing to do with the content of it. It's just everyone seeing the topic and everyone coming together for a group commiseration and just reassuring everybody that, hey, it's not just you. Doing the task is hard. Doing the deed is hard. Playing video games is hard. And I just wanted to point out that you're not exceptionally bad. That's all I wanted to point out. I really don't have any other point to make. I mean, really, that's the thought I had. You are not special in how bad you are. You're not exceptionally bad at the video game. You're not worse than the average person. You don't have this like mental block that prevents you from learning how to anti-air, that prevents you from learning how to do a fireball, that prevents you from grasping the concepts of the game itself. And I think a lot of people throw out those types of comments and they throw out those types of messages because they're not looking to improve. I think it's very easy to deal with failure when you sell yourself short and you imply that there's no way for you to improve or learn at a task, right? There's a fine line between being realistic about acknowledging your shortcomings and just flat out downplaying yourself.
Thank you, Brian. You aren't exceptionally bad either.
Hey, thank you. I try to not be exceptionally bad, but occasionally I am. But there's a fine line, like I said. When I point out that I'm exceptionally bad, I'm not going to quit. The majority of YouTube comments, when they're pointing out they're exceptionally bad, it feels like it's coming from a place of looking for comfort. So I don't know if this video started off being wholesome, but I think it's really taking a turn is stop. Like, you're not special. Like, how bad you are right now is how bad every single person who has ever learned to play a fighting game has been. You are not special with how bad you are. It's a very normal amount of bad. You just haven't put in the effort. That's the only way I can think about it. You need talent? You definitely do not need talent. You definitely do not need talent. You're not as bad as you think. Now, that's not to say that fighting games are terrible at teaching you how to learn the games and that you might be lacking the resources or the infrastructure to improve, because those things need to be there, right? It's a lot easier to learn fighting games in a communal setting because since the games are so terrible at teaching you, it's much easier to learn when you have human interaction and a community to actually support you. That's definitely something that a lot of people may have had that people in the modern era don't have. And like, you come to YouTube videos like this, right? You look for bits and pieces of advice that are general. It might not specifically apply to your situation. And all of it is just not as efficient as someone just sitting there and mentoring you, right? It's way easier that way. It's best to have both because you have a much more breadth of knowledge out on the internet, but maybe someone who can just directly tell you, hey man, you do the input like this. What the hell are your hands doing? Do this. You know what I mean? It's that simple. I just want to stress it again. It's normal. Whatever you're going through with being bad at fighting games, don't use that as an excuse. It's okay to commiserate here and there, but when it crosses the threshold of becoming some like self-fulfilling prophecy where you try to assert how bad you are to the point where it's futile to even try to improve, that's when you got to recognize that behavior and drop it. And I don't like seeing that sort of behavior on my YouTube channel. It's very common. It's very common. And I know some people might be getting off a rough rank session or a bad session of Street Fighter and just venting. So that's normal. You definitely need that. We all have bad sessions, but just remember, it's okay. You can improve. What you're going through is normal. It should be easier. It really should be. But don't think you're special in how bad you are. You're just like everybody else. If other people can get good at fighting games, then you can too. If it's something you actually want to do. That's the difficulty in the whole situation, is I think fighting games often cross into that territory of, if you want to get good, you have to put in effort. You can have fun casually playing it. Sometimes it's hard for people to have fun casually playing it because it's so much immediate feedback. If someone's better than you, there's not much else for you to do. You get your ass beat, right? It's not like a shooting game where at least there's a 30-second loadout time and maybe like a whole minute of wandering around the map before someone finds you and then 360 no-scopes you across the screen, then you don't get to play anymore. But fighting games doesn't have that buffer. If you're competing, it can be rough if you're outclassed. But if you want to do it, you can. That's all I got. That's really all I got. I don't want to see the comments anymore on the YouTube channel. I don't want to see you saying, oh, woe is me. I have the worst reactions on the planet. By the time they hit me with the jump in, I recognize it a full 5 seconds later. That's not you. That's not. You can react in time. You're just not experienced enough yet. It's okay. But if you keep up the good work, you keep trying, you can improve. That's all it takes. Just got to keep trying. That's it. And that's all I got. I'm done. That's the end of the video.
Self-deprecation, not self-defecation.
There we go. Couldn't have said it better myself.